Can I start us off with something that occurred to me for the first time when I was thinking about the Pope's funeral recently?
Okay.
That's why Des Clark has to be so busy, right? That's because think of the havoc a shapeshifter could wreak at something like the Pope's funeral. All these dignitaries are turning up, leaders from all around the world. Des could be out there. He could be cracking all kinds of deals as Zelensky, as
Trump,
as
Shadow
Newport, as
Zelensky.
whatever. So consequently, his career. Oh, you're doing every corporate in Scotland. You're doing every radio show. That's the
Every
Illuminati
basketball
going.
game.
Basketball game.
every basketball game.
Pointless.
We should explain. We're thinking of doing a charity basketball game against shapeshifter Des Clark's Heart FM Select.
Yeah.
But they're like, we need to keep this guy busy, and
Yeah.
that's the trade-off he's made. He's like, okay, I'll do your corporate, and I'll leave the Pope's funeral alone.
I think the most bizarre thing about the Pope's funeral, and I'm saying this as a Catholic, and there was a lot of things that was bizarre in the Pope's funeral, but it was the little tiny table that they sat Zelensky and Trump at in that massive room. And it was almost like the Vatican went, we're going to tell you how insignificant you are. You're just going to sit and look like a dot in the middle of all this marble because, you know, the Lord. It was very peculiar.
Is the Vatican allowed to make political statements like this?
Yeah, Vatican can kind of do what it wants.
Yeah.
You know, support Hitler.
That was their big one. That was their big one. The Vatican and the Daily Mail, they were big Hitler fans. Big Hitler fans.
Yeah, shout out.
Guess what I watched last night? So I went down to Brighton, did a gig. There's thunder and lightning above the tent before I went on. Festival thing.
Holy moly.
Went on, gigged in the clear smell of ozone. It was great. The guy that organises these gigs is called Will, and he's like a very smart guy. Gigs are very nice. And he said, do you know what's great? Godzilla versus Kong. You've got to watch Godzilla versus Kong. And I'm like, what? But this is a clever guy. He's got good bills on. His gigs are
Just because the lineups are good doesn't mean you can trust. Nothing against Will. I'd like to be booked for his gigs. I'm not going to slander his letterboxed history, but of the recent Godzilla films, I don't think. I mean, it's maybe two or three.
But listen, man, I'm closing the morning show
Uh-huh.
or afternoon show. The evening show is Kerry Pritchard McLean and closed by Dylan Moran. So I'm like, this guy knows his onions. So last night, my girlfriend was out, and I thought, this is the time. Godzilla versus Kong, and it was really terrible.
Yeah.
But it did make me think of something, right? What if, because you know, humans are quite peaceful. Like when you meet them one-on-one, you're sort of like, how do wars happen? And maybe wars don't happen. Like maybe these entities are out there and the wars are the cover story for fighting them. So like Hiroshima and Nagasaki were dropping bombs on Godzilla and like a giant moth or something like that.
Uh-huh.
The Iraq War, probably a genie.
Yeah. A
we've got to
monstrous
fight
gene.
off.
Because even in Aladdin, the first genie by Robbie Williams was sound and he was blue. But then later a red genie came out and it was Jafar who wished to be a genie.
That's Iraq War 1 and 2. Do you know what I mean? And they probably make
Desert
these
Storm.
movies to kind of clue us in if we want to look for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Think of the First World War, digging trenches, Disney work, right? Someone's just going to throw a grenade in, throw artillery in. It doesn't make any sense unless you're actually digging up the world serpent,
Yeah.
Ouroboros. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
And then you have that period, and then the 1920s, 1930s is like fucking boom times because we've freed the world from the grip of this fucking serpent.
And then World War II happens.
World War II is, I think, the allies against the Jotun, the giants, the ice giants of Germany.
See, that's literally the plot to Wonder Woman. You seen the Wonder Woman film?
No?
Wonder Woman hears about World War One, and she's raging. She can't believe that people are going to fight, even though her and all the Amazons have been kicking about and living in peace. And she goes, right, well, fuck this. And it turns out World War One is caused by the god of war, and he's just like starting up his engines, and she has to fight him, and that solves World War One.
It's
Right.
sort of not literally the plot, though. It's
No.
like a different thing.
Yeah, a wee bit.
In the world that we're living in right now, I don't think we need to be talking about film plots for war. Like, there's quite a lot of war going on. You know,
But is
it?
Is it though?
it is.
Do you know what I mean?
Like,
Or
it is.
like that thing in Iran. That was maybe what are the Iranian?
So, my
mythical
mate,
creatures.
I was in
Dragons?
Belfast gigging, my mate from Doha phoned me, and you could hear the missiles in Qatar, and I was like, I mean, imagine if you had told me 30 years ago that I'd be in Belfast hearing no bombs, and you're sat in Doha hearing like missiles. It's mad. It's
Or
mental.
possibly just Samson stamping about the place.
But that was literally a backdoor deal. When they say to the Americans, get your guys out because we can't lose face. We can't lose face in our culture for you doing what you've done to us, so we need to do that, but we don't really want to start a world war.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
The coverage of it as well is just like, you're like, there was a nuclear deal that Trump ripped up.
Yep.
Like, the thing's missing from that coverage. Israel has nuclear weapons.
Yep.
You think that would come up occasionally?
Once or twice.
Like, if you were trying to force someone to develop a nuclear weapon, like all the stuff they've done to Iran lately is the exact process you would go through.
Yep.
I was looking up the list of the countries that have nuclear weapons, and I was like, France? Really? Pakistan?
Pakistan.
I
I
felt pure, like, good on you.
I went
Good
for
on you, Pakistan.
a swim in a sauna the other day, and there was a woman in the steam room who was on holiday, and her and her husband have a ranch in New Mexico in case nuclear war breaks out. She was chatting away and she was saying how horrible it is in America just now. She's about my age, and she's like, it's really horrible, and she's like, even the Democrats are buying themselves guns, right, to arm themselves. And I was like, all right, cool. And she's like, but you know, you come to Scotland and, you know, it's different. You know, it's like you feel totally safe, like, because there's no guns or nuclear weapons. And I was like, I need to stop you there. You're currently about 45 miles from the United Kingdom's nuclear submarine base. We've also got some bombs. We've also got a really big bomb dump, and there's a whole load of stuff going on there. So if you were going to strike anywhere in the UK, probably after GCHQ, it's probably going to be there, and that's going to take us out.
It's definitely there. And also it runs on Windows, so it's as likely to blow up itself. It runs on Windows for Trident. Subs.
It's like XP as well. It's not even a good, like, recent Windows. It's like an old
XP.
one. Yeah. That was my theory about, like, we were talking about the IRFA, the fairy version of the IRA, and, like, the other world, and how much of the Irish Civil War was fought in this other fairy dimension.
Oh, there
So that
been
could
a
tie-
parallel fairy war.
Yeah, between
Okay.
Unionist dwarves.
And what, Republican leprechauns?
I wouldn't use the L word, but yeah, so some kind of elven race.
I've not used the L word, and the L word's not loyalist. Well, there you go.
See, the thing with the English is they're like fucking like Anglo-Saxons. So the Saxons come over, and like then the Normans come and kill all them. So the English are always moaning because like you're not supposed to be there. You're like kind of Germans and fucking some Vikings who washed up in France kind of mixed together. You're
They
not,
don't,
like-
yeah.
So they all moan about everything. You're like, yeah, because obviously you hate it here. You're supposed to be in fucking Northern Germany.
That's true. But you can't say that to them because it's always like, I'm English pure blood. Like, if you're of that kind of racist mindset, like, I'm English through and through, and you're like, well, no one's really English through and through, are they? Because that's not really how that's worked. And they're like, yeah, man, English pure blood. And you're like, probably Bavarian, probably a wee bit of Saxony. That's probably what's going on with you. It's weird.
I think I've noticed people in Scotland are bored, man. And some of the kind of bad behaviour you see, I think it's just from boredom.
Yeah.
So outside the museum yesterday, I was outside the museum in a park. This woman comes along, she's got a pram, a pal, 2 Alsatians, and some other kind of dog, right? And she's like, I should just let the dog off here, Batsy. And like, she's like, what? Or something. And she turns and shouts at someone random, like, it's a fucking dog, alright? Like that. And you're just kind of like, the guy's not even, the guy's just like, what? And then like her pal, to be fair, is like, I don't know, there's a lot of Waynes around here. And she's like, the kids would like to see it chasing the birds. She lets this Alsatian go, it rockets off, right? And the other fucking dogs start barking. And it's running around all these like kids and all that stuff. And then right up at the corner of the field, it maybe catches a crow or something. Or it seems to catch something. It's just, there's like chaos up there. And you're like, you know, at the heart of that, she really wants someone to come up and go, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be letting your, you know, she wants that argument because that'll be like fuel for like 2 weeks of everybody in her life tunes her out. Do you know what I mean?
Of course. I think most people are really bored and really lonely. And that's why people do anything.
I think people make Glasgow in the back of this story.
People make Glasgow brackets derogatory.
I think you're right. I do. I think you're right. I think people are a bit bored, and I think they just feel as if they're in a constant cycle of just a treadmill of nothingness. And it like there is nothing. There is no hope. Yes, there's no hope. There's no nothing, mate. There's no future.
Treadmill of nothingness, yeah.
A treadmill of nothingness. No, like if you're ever on a treadmill and you just think, why am I doing this? I absolutely hate this. And you do it for as long as what you need to do it, and then you just go off and you're like, nah, I don't feel better about that. I still feel that I fucking hated every minute of that. That's how I'm viewing life right at this moment in time.
Do you know, you're in the gym and you see someone get off a treadmill or a rowing machine or something like that, and they're listening to an audio book, and you're like, I can barely do this with fucking some of the world's best hip hop, and you're fucking got Infinite Jest on.
I don't mind watching a wee program. You know, like if I'm watching something, you can go, right, all I need to do is do this and tune out and watch this show, and that's absolutely fine, and this will take care of itself. But yeah, audiobook's a different thing. It's no good. No good for the treadmill or the rowing machine.
You need a rhythm.
Yes.
You need thrash metal in your life.
No, you don't.
What, like Slayer or something like that?
I think that's good to jog to. Pantera, Megadeth.
Do me a
Anthrax.
playlist, man.
Huh?
Do me a playlist.
Okay.
I'll show you my gains.
Yeah, cool.
Can I be honest?
It does make you run faster, though.
Oh, I don't know if it would make me run faster. I'd probably rather listen to like old school dance music.
Yeah, up tempo.
120 beats per minute. That's all I need.
Right on time.
Cause you're right on time. I'd get a wee bit of CC Penis Town in there. A wee bit of Finally by CC
Hell yes.
Penis Town.
CC Penis Town.
What's been going on?
We got the pictures. Very nice. You seen it, Frankie?
So 28 days later.
28 years later.
20 years later.
Yeah, the sequel. So there was 28 days later. That was in 2000. It was like before 9/11. And then it came out after 9/11. And then they've done a sequel which was kind of panned. And it was by an American person called 28 Weeks Later. And now 28 years later by the guy, Danny Boyle, who made Trainspotting and all that. What do you think?
Major spoilers ahead.
Yeah, if you don't want to hear what happens.
But the preamble is like terrible. It's fucking shot on an iPhone or something, and it's like
It's all shot on iPhones.
it's like a parody almost. It's terrible. And then they have a thing where it's like a wee guy and his dad live on an island off the coast of like fucking northeast England somewhere, and
yeah, it's Whitley Bay next to Newcastle.
yeah, and they kind of come in to learn to hunt and all that stuff. And that bit, because always with Danny Boyle, you sort of go, oh, you do kind of aim low, and then you watch it and you go, no, there's some good stuff here, and there's some clever stuff, and he's a clever director. And so that bit in the middle where he's training his son to be a man who hunts zombies and blah 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 is like a kind of 4-story comic book arc, like an old Vertigo comic or something like that. And that's all really good. And then right at the end, it's just like the shittest ending you could possibly imagine. And they
It's mental.
completely snatch defeat
Yeah.
at the very last moment.
That's because Danny Boyle's got Celtic genes, isn't it? And that's such a kind of Celtic thing, isn't it? Like, you know, Scotland 2-0 up against England, draw. Do you know, it's just what we do. It's what we do.
It's also like us to blame ourselves for an English guy fucking up a movie.
Aye.
That's our fault, Danny.
Danny!
Well, you know, go back by blood.
He did also do the Olympic opening ceremony
Yep.
when it was in London.
And yeah,
But that's
controversially, I thought that was shite.
Yeah.
Oh, that is controversial.
Yeah.
The Queen parachuting. And,
Fuck off.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Aye.
Let's
Totally.
have the real history of Britain out there. Just a fucking bloodbath, built like a Colosseum. Man.
A bloodbath, and then us just coming in with like vases and statues from other countries, just putting them round.
Just filling them with blood.
The Spice
Hurling
Girls
them
were there.
Wasn't Russell Brand chasing the Spice Girls in a taxi or something? I think if you watched that again now, I wonder how it would look. But are you going to watch this film? Do you want it spoiled?
I go for it.
Look, the wee guy's about 12, right? And he learns how to hunt zombies and blah, blah, blah. And he goes and has a touching thing. His ma's dying. He takes it to this doctor. She passed away peaceful, all that stuff. And then he's cutting about the end on his own hunting zombies. And he meets a tribe of Jimmy Savile impersonators. They're dressed as Jimmy Savile for no real justifiable reason. I guess the subtext is they're paedophiles and the kid has now been captured by a vast group of Kung Fu, by the way. Kung Fu,
they
Jimmy
do
Savile.
backflips as soon as they meet him. And then, like
It's like the worst.
What?
It's the worst ending to any kind of major film I've ever seen.
in my head, it was a 4.5-star film. I thought it was absolutely beautiful about like death and like coming to terms with death, and you know the mum's got all things wrong with her, and then it's really interesting, cool film, all shot on iPhones, but like beautiful and like unique. And there's one zombie has a big cock, which you can't really avoid looking at.
Jesus.
And then at the end, just all these. It's like they're for a different film as well, because the tracksuits and the wee wigs are completely clean, and the way that they're shot backflipping, it's not like a kung fu film. It's like Power Rangers or something, like a real, children. It's like a child. It was like
Well, because you'd really need to get like proper people in if you want to do it properly. Because we're now used to seeing really good martial arts films, so Power Rangers look stupid. But when you were a kid, Power Rangers looked like people doing kung fu.
Yeah.
You know, so they've just got, let's not bother. Let's just.
On the subject of Jimmy, everyone's favourite tracksuit wearer, I have watched. I don't know if you've seen it. The Adam Curtis. The new Adam
All right,
Curtis
I've not
stuff,
seen it.
Shifty.
No.
I mean, you don't really sit and watch Adam Curtis for a laugh, right? But it's like basically the foundations of power are shifting, blah blah blah, and it goes back to like the 1980s. And the first scene is Jimmy Savile behind a door with like 4 kids, and they're chapping the door, and I was like, and here we are, like, what the fuck is this? And then Thatcher opens the door, and it's obviously a "Dear Jimmy, please fix it for me to meet the Prime Minister." And I was just like, what a fucking way to start a documentary about the shifts of power in Britain and what's happened kind of through that time. And it's just Jimmy Savile behind a door. And you're like, what a fucking country we are.
there's a good interview. Mark Jennings interviewed Adam Curtis.
Brilliant. It's brilliant. Oh, he
really
loves Adam Curtis, doesn't he?
He
He
loves
loves
him.
Adam Curtis. No Chomsky.
Yeah, I mean, getting Noam in the shed for some laugh would make Mark's dreams come true. I think if you could get Noam Chomsky to go to Clydebank.
I don't know if Noam would be a laugh. You'd need to call it some serious
If Adam Curtis was on it, I
observations.
mean, I don't know.
I wasn't really some laugh with Adam Curtis, though, was it? It wasn't like
That's the name of the podcast.
it wasn't like Stevie and Stewart sitting there going, "Oh wait, and I tell you, I had a burger the other." Do you know what I mean? It was a very different vibe. It was very good.
Listen, check it out.
It was,
It was
very
awesome.
good.
Shout
Yeah,
out
it
to
was.
Mark Jennings.
It was great.
It was.
Are they doing full YouTube episodes now?
They've been doing that the whole time.
I was setting you up for a pub.
Oh, yeah, they're doing full YouTube episodes.
Anyone else started doing full YouTube episodes?
Frankie, Here Comes the Guillotine.
Oh, wow.
Scotland's favourite podcast. No offence, some laugh. Scotland's favourite podcast.
Holy shit.
No offence, James English. Anything goes. Scotland's favourite podcast. Here Comes the Guillotine.
Fuck James English.
Whatever. What's the name of that mad weird guy with the long hair who's like an anti-vax guy?
Neil Oliver?
Neil Oliver.
Ah, fuck the fuck off, Neil Oliver.
If he has a podcast, not his podcast, Scotland's favourite podcast, Here Comes the Guillotine, now has full episodes on YouTube every.
Wow.
I don't know if it's every week actually. I would say
I
this.
think it is.
Yeah,
I think
wow.
in fact it's twice a week.
Just looking up at the camera there, make eye contact.
Give it a wink.
Yeah. We can make an advert out of that or something. I've
Here
definitely
comes the
thought
guillotine.
more about what I'm wearing since I realised that these are all going to be.
Me too. I've
It's,
came in like a member of kneecap,
I
basically.
feel sorry for the people who are watching the full episode on YouTube who are having to go through this lengthy plug.
For that thing they're already witnessing.
I feel
They've got tickets for fucking 28 years later. Now they're watching this.
Yeah.
I'm a bit upset about the film. As much as we understand the importance of it and I want to do it, I mean, it does take away the fact that we can't just have a wee swedger when we're in the
I
studio.
noticed no cannoli today.
and
We're
cannoli
tightening
today.
things up.
Cubes.
Little cubes.
With little cremino fondente.
All right, Rosetta Stone.
I'm off to Italy in January. I want to go to Italy.
Oh, I
In
might go to
January?
Italy. Not to top Trumpshire. I might go. I think I'm going to go to Italy in December.
Oh, wow.
Nice. In time
Because you
for
said
Christmas.
it's good to go. Well, yeah, Frankie said it's good to go in the winter because there's no tourists and you can go walk about the museums and see all the art, but there's no crowds because it's
Yeah.
off season.
That sounds like a plan. I think I'm going to try pretty much for all intents and purposes have January off.
Oh yeah, from Italy or
No, just from life. From just life, yeah.
Get yourself over to Italy.
I think
We'll
I
be,
might.
uh,
I think I
the
might.
home of the cannoli.
Aye. Whereabouts in Italy, you thinking?
Rome and
Oh,
Florence.
Of course. Right, I'm in.
Rome and Florence.
I'm in.
I would like to go to the Calabrese region, the point of the boot,
Really?
where the food is spicy and the people are fiery.
But you're flying.
Aye, so I probably won't go there.
For me, like train.
Oh,
I tell you where's great as well, Milan.
oh,
That's a great place.
Used to be able to fly into Bergamo, which is like the Prestwick, but a bit more glamorous of Milan.
Prestwick of Milan.
Italy. Wow,
The Ryanair Milan flight, Bergamo.
Bergamo.
Yeah, no, I would like to do that. I'd like to go to Rome. I'm also thinking about going to Lisbon with my brother and his best mate and meeting them out there so we can go and see the Estadio de Nacional before it gets knocked down. So I was thinking about doing that maybe around about April, May time. That'll be nice. Lisbon will be nice that time of year. It'll be fucking melting probably, but it'll be nice.
Could I plug a gig I'm doing in autumn?
Why not?
Doing a gig in Frankfurt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a one-off Frankfurt gig.
Well, you've spent a long time resisting the demands of German audiences.
Right?
They've been crying out for your style,
Yes.
and now you're taking it to them.
Yeah.
Good to see.
It's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
My pal Victor Petraskin does like tours all over Europe and Asia and everywhere. And he's like, do you want to come and hang out and we'll eat pastries and do some shows? And I was like, yeah, why not? We're going to go to a beautiful theatre in Frankfurt and attempt to do stand-up.
I'm
you-
not saying you should do this, but if you grew the tash,
Yeah.
you would look a bit like Hitler.
Do you think they would like that?
I think they might. You've made an effort.
They like it when you make an effort. Everybody likes when you make an effort.
The right's on the rise, man. What have you got to lose?
Just,
You end up doing fucking stadiums or something. Man.
Little Hitler. You've seen him on Instagram. Now watch him
At the Olympic Stadium.
OVO Hydro. Hello, Glasgow. And then little Hitler comes out.
I don't know if Little Hitler would work with a pod audience. I think Little Hitler is maybe a different section of people from this city in Scotland.
There'll be crossover.
No.
Oh, there's always crossover. You know?
The Venn diagram
Yeah.
is slim, but
I remember when I was doing
There.
like the Shaker Amer campaign, you know, like Guantanamo Bay and all that. You'd always get the occasional like guy with a Celtic bio giving it, get these Muslims to fuck kind of thing. You're just like,
Fuck's
come on,
sake.
mate. Either
I
or.
I done a gig. You done it too, the Palestine gig?
hell yes.
We done the Palestine gig at the stand, and I had made a joke about being Catholic and lesbian, and I was having this conversation with a priest, and someone went, boo, and I was like, what? And I was like, you cannot boo. First of all, you can't boo a Roman Catholic gay, right, having a joke about a priest, but also, do you know what fucking gig you're at? Like, you're at a Free Palestine gig. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And it was like, just shut up. And I was like, yeah, just fucking shut up for everybody in this room turns on you.
People's politics are so chaotic. aren't they?
It's fucking weird. It used to just be really simple, didn't it? Like, I remember walking up to Celtic Park as a kid, and you'd have been a few years older than me, so I reckon you'll remember this, and it was like the socialist worker and stuff like that. So it was very left to kind of, not even centre left, it was left to left, you know, far left to left, and that was you. And then if you went to Ibrox, there was like Combat 13 and that kind of stuff. So it was quite a distinct political spectrum, and you were either one side or the other. Whereas now you're like, how can you be at a Palestine gig booing a fucking Roman Catholic homosexual? What is that? The world is hurting my head. It's the same with the fact that Trump wants the Nobel Peace Prize, and he's inviting a fucking war criminal on holiday.
Well, Netanyahu's nominated him, so
Of course he has.
That's cool.
you know.
Did you just say that's cool?
Yeah.
Well,
Nice one.
I'm just really not down with the whole people queuing to get food and being machine gunned thing.
To
it's a
me,
bit
that is
And that seems less of a deal breaker for most of British culture. So it's sort of like, yeah, you know, sometimes this shit happens.
yeah.
That's the underlying attitude of Britain is, you got to break a few eggs, you know? And like their tolerance from the centre right through to the far right is incredible for what they will allow and what they can see as normal. See the Glastonbury thing? So I'd been to see Bob Dylan, and I saw a thing on TV, so I very rarely even catch a glimpse of TV, right? But I'm putting on the streaming, and I see a thing, and it goes, oh, BBC kneecaps thing has not been broadcast, and underneath it, like in the picture, is a thing of the timetable for that day, and top is Bob Dylan, and I'm like, Bob Dylan?
you've cancelled kneecap for Bob
Are
Dylan?
you sure? Like,
Yeah.
and then
Not to be an anti-fascist hipster, but been a Bob Dylan fan for a long time.
it all kicked off, and there was so he was going death to the IDF, and I was saying to my pal, you know, is there a bit that's kind of like, you know, Ice Cube didn't literally want to fuck the police, right? And it's kind of like, you know, all that. So I looked into it, but then there was like a previous gig where Bob Dylan's going death to the IDF, by which I mean every single individual soldier. Well, hats off, Bob.
Yeah.
I just don't know a country like it that can get itself so fucking upset. But I mean, you're sitting going, well, the kneecap thing. I'm going to take the kneecap thing first of all, right, and just be like, the kneecap thing was fucking ridiculous. That Keir Starmer was coming out. I mean, literally his government was falling apart. His backbenchers were revolting. There's people fucking needing heating allowance. He's taking money off the poor. People are fucking having a right old go at him. There's all sorts going on with Trump, and he's like, well, you know, kneecap. Oh, they shouldn't. And you're just like, fuck off. This isn't the biggest issue in Britain today. There's so many more issues, and yous are just using this as a distraction.
Yeah, seized on as a distraction.
Absolutely. And then I'm watching was it Lisa Nandy? Yeah, Lisa Nandy, the culture secretary, demanding an investigation at the BBC.
She's saying, why haven't people been sacked as a result of a documentary, which was a documentary that seems completely fine to me, except the narrator was the son of a Hamas official, like the narrator who was a child. You know,
Right,
it doesn't seem like a huge deal to me, or certainly not something people would get sacked over.
I would say that is less of a deal than a former KGB like director son being in the House of Lords.
And if you understand how the BBC works, which is they commission programmes from independent production companies, it's because there's nobody to sack who works at the BBC. If you're talking about sacking people who work in factual and documentaries at BBC, like I've done like 2 documentary series there, right? And much as it pains me to say this as a fucking pearl clutching performer, but they're fucking like brilliant people.
Yeah.
You get someone comes in who's like the head of documentaries or whatever, and their notes are things like, oh, you need a linking word in that bit of voiceover that suggests that the next scene's going to be like this. They're really, really technical. They're filmmakers themselves. You know, they like the idea that you're going to come in and sack these people because, you know, and what a narrator is like narrated. Presumably, the way like Gaza society works, loads of people are associated with Hamas on some level, just in that Hamas are running the fucking territory.
There is nothing about this cabinet that I like. I mean, I could honestly probably go, Yvette Cooper, I think she's probably a very good politician. And
she's an authoritarian though, so
yes.
She's prescribed Palestine action.
Yeah,
and bundled it up with something called like the Nazi Maniac Party or something like that?
Yeah, unbelievable.
They're going to be huge fans of Little Hitler when he does a stadium tour.
I just wonder if
the security, like fucking Altamont.
Do you think Angela Arena just wakes up every day and goes, fucking hell, what shite am I going to need to deal with today?
Well, that's the thing though, because if you think you hate Wes Streeton, it's nothing compared to how much Wes Streeton hates you.
Oh, aye.
Because they loathe common people.
He was brought up in like a high-rise flat and all that shit. And do you know what? It's almost that baby boomer effect where the baby boomers who had all that social mobility could have went to the left and changed this country, but they decided to go to the right and be that Harry Enfield character of I am considerably richer than you. And Wes Streeton is an absolute fucking shining prime example of that. And it is disgusting.
The thing as well, isn't it, where they don't understand you because they don't have to understand you. No. So we have to understand, say, like the idiom of Radio 4. I went to a really good Radio 4 show last week, but you have to pitch it in a certain way, right? And we understand that, and we understand that we have to change our register when we go and do those kind of things. They don't have to know that about us because... You know, nobody's pulling them up going, how come there's no Scottish working class lesbians on TV? Do you know what I mean?
What I will say about Radio 4 is I've met Julia Mackenzie a few times and she is very pro regional voices, working class voice, LGBT. Do you know what I mean? Like they commissioned a show, a Scott Aggie News a year or two ago. It's probably still on iPlayer. And it was fucking brilliant. It's a great show. And there is no way that would have been commissioned in Scotland. That had to be Radio 4 because it was dealing with drug addiction, heart attack, HIV, a kind of a gay lifestyle thing, and then the kind of familiar relationship and the fallout of that. There is no way that show would have been commissioned here. But it took someone at the top there to go, no, this is important. And it's funny, but it's important that gets out there. Do you know what I mean? Because there's nothing else like that. Do you know?
BBC Scotland doesn't let you do a comedy about drugs or alcohol.
We got told that we're doing a scripted thing at the moment, and they went, we can't have something that ties Scotland with drugs. That was the BBC, and you're kind of like,
reality does.
Reality. Train Spotting, you know, anybody? Like the only fucking successful movie of the last 30 years.
Everybody's life and family and friends and the culture that they live in.
But also, that's interesting, right? So I'm working on something scripted just now, and I didn't do drug and drink addiction in it. Someone has got addiction in it, but I made that gambling addiction, made them quite a respectable character as well to have that gambling addiction. And it's interesting what you're saying because my entire life we laugh at poverty in this country. It doesn't matter if you're head BBC or regional BBC, we laugh at poverty. And it's like, oh, aye, what's that like? And then even when you go to maybe do the odd show, like a Keeping Up Appearances, where we're laughing at kind of middle class England. Actually, how are the poor represented in that? How are the working class represented within that sphere? So yeah, we're laughing at them, but we're still laughing at them because we're
Dickensian.
So the mere notion that if you're writing something scripted and they're saying, oh, don't associate drinking drugs in Scotland, but go, well, yous fucking have associated it with the past 40 years of television in this country. So what now we don't? Now we just pretend that everybody's vegan and it's all, everyone's out jogging?
But also if it's Ramsay Nesbitt, it's fine. Do you know what I mean? So long as you're, conform to a stereotype of Scottish people, it's fine. But then if there's something else, but they happen to be a drug addict, suddenly that's a problem.
Yeah, and actually, quite a lot of addiction now in Scotland would appear to be with the middle classes. It seems to be the 2-3 bottles of wine a night type mums, and the dads bored on the gambling addictions and fucking nearly losing their £500,000 houses.
Do you ever hear like I used to live in the West End, the fucking glass collection? Like, holy shit.
I can verify that.
I mean, they're just absolutely hammering it away, man.
Aye, it's like, you know, when they empty the big bins at the Fringe, generally when you're on a punchline, and they come round and they empty the massive fucking big council local authority bins, and it's just bottles, and obviously it's from the bars and the gardens, so you go, oh, fair enough, but yeah, that's what it sounds like in the West End of Glasgow. It's and the posher you go into the West End, the further away from Byers Road you go, the fucking worse it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's true, mate, honestly.
They're alienated. They're alienated from their fellow man.
Aye.
This is your rat sheriff.
Tell you what they're fucking addicted to? Like fossil fuels. Like they've all got those fucking Jeeps that you can't park. They set them running outside their fucking kids' school, giving their kids brain damage. And they fly away skiing like fucking 4 times a year, man.
Yeah. It is
when
not.
you talk to them, they're like, yeah, we're every kid's holiday, we're picking them up from the school and we're just getting off and we're fucking halfway up a mountain by Saturday morning.
It is not. It is not the fossil fuels that's giving their children brain damage. It's them. They're fucking giving their children brain damage.
The fucking wine fumes.
Fucking curtain twitching petty bastards, man. They are fucking weird people. Weird.
Breathing Beaujolais in the children's sleeping faces as they whisper things to them in the night.
You can time what point of the day it is and what point of the week it is. Like when you see people heading to certain places for
we
fucking
can't
wine.
make fun of people in the West End.
We fucking
We've
can.
all lived it in the last 6 months.
Not anymore, motherfucker.
Not anymore.
In the last 6 months.
I'm just like throwing a fucking match onto it as I leave. Fuck yous.
So funny. Somebody did come up to me and I don't think, you know, Frankie, I don't think he enjoyed living in the West End. And I was honestly looking at them going, well, no fucking wonder if you were a neighbour.
No wonder you cunts.
Honestly, so fucking twit. And do you know what? I have never met more miserable people. Like, generally fucking miserable. And you're like, morning. And you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? They're just, I don't know, I've never seen so many. I was talking to my mate about this who just lives off Novar Drive, right? I know this is very postcode, but don't you start your murder for the postcode chat. And she has lived there her whole life, and she was like, I'm literally here for the kids to get educated. And then once kids are educated, I'm getting to fuck. And it's just, she was like, just tell it like that about the pettiness of things. Like, everyone's got a permit and there's car parking spaces, and it's like, but that's my space, and you're like, no one has a fucking dedicated space.
They get cones out. And they stick them in their space, man.
One guy got a bollard fitted and the council made him move it because it's a fucking public road, you dick.
Got a bollard?
A fucking bollard, yeah. Got a bollard come out, and you know, like you get a key in it and you can move it up and down.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Fuck it. There's
Didn't know you
little
could get a
Hitler.
bollard.
There's little Hitler.
Hitler's back was bollard.
How's your mice scenario?
Yeah, I heard them last night. I heard it scrabbling around last night.
What does it sound like? It sort of talks?
Yeah, to me. But the hole has not been breached, and I haven't seen them, and I haven't seen evidence. There was a tomato on my kitchen floor last night, and even though I heard them in my walls, I woke up this morning and tomato was unbit. So what does that tell you, Frankie?
Is that your system?
Yes. Like to leave single tomato out as a kind of... do you know, I don't know if you used to read these wee books when you were a wee guy, or if these books existed. And you're there. But when I was a wee guy, it was loads of books like The Spy's Guide to Being a Wee Boy. And it'd be like, if you want to check to see if people have been in your house, put a wee hair in the doorway, and then if you come in and the hair's on the floor, someone's been in that door. Yeah. Awesome stuff that I still... Tradecraft, and I'm using Tradecraft to see if the mouse is breaching the walls, Sounded like there was many mice. And the thing you said about my walls being alive, bursting with vermin, I did struggle to sleep last night. To an extent. But I'm making peace with it. It's all about kind of Taoism.
Taoism.
What's
It's very confusing. They spell it with a T, but it's Taoism.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm a Taoist.
Yeah. That's your first step on the path, I think.
Making peace with the rancid rats who stalk my chambers.
What is this? It was a red envelope.
A red envelope. Hai Kung Fa Chao, I believe, is Chinese New Year in Chinese. I can't mangle that. Apologies to any Cantonese listeners. Here Comes the Guillotine.
Shave the top of your head, Little Mao.
Lil Mao is going to be the tour after Lil Hitler. I've got a red envelope here. Yesterday I shot a music video for long-term fans of Here Comes the Guillotine and indie rock stars, former Champ. And I shot a music video, and to thank us for me doing that, I have here, just ring any bells? The picture I'm raising up.
Is that the Nippon?
Is it the Nippon Kitchen? Look at this. Nippon Kitchen gift voucher, £50. These are available for anybody who wants a great gift for anybody. I'm trying to get a job with QVC or something. And these are perfect for the kids and if your children love Japanese cuisine. But this has been issued recently, and I've got a £50 voucher for the Nippon Kitchen here to thank me for making an appearance in a music video. And I thought, it's on former Champ today.
Imagine we go in there and have a slap up feed and they've just made that.
I did think that a wee bit, yeah.
Sweet.
That's great.
So
Is that what we're doing today?
Former Champ.
Thank you, former Champ, and check out their new single, Porcelain, which is available on all streaming platforms, and the music video's coming out soon, starring me, international pop star Amelia Baylor, and one of the guys in the music video was
comedian.
Yes, the pop star comedian. Very cool person, and one of her boyfriend in it was played by a guy who was an extra in an episode of Succession. So you can do a Kevin Bacon with me and
oh, for fuck's sake!
Who was in fucking Manhunter, the big long guy, for Manhunter. Who was do you know what I'm talking about? Doesn't matter. What was the thing with what was the thing with Hannibal Lecter when it was Brian Cox?
Oh right,
Manhunter.
Yeah,
and then there was the big long guy. For the end, Dollarhead. Have you seen this?
No.
Right.
Dollarhead is in the X-Files.
I'm off on that. Who's the big long guy?
Amazing. Why
Doesn't
can't you
matter.
just do? You can do
What are you
Brian
talking about?
Cox.
Yeah, I could do Rushmore.
You could do Lucy Preble. She was the showrunner for Succession.
There you go. Me and Lucy Preble. Two Kevin Bacons away from each other. Exciting. Anyway, that's the only reason I done it.
All you need to do is do like one episode of Jonathan Ross, and then he's met everyone. So
Yeah.
just one.
So, have you
One
done
step.
Jonathan Ross?
Yeah, a couple of times.
Is it good fun?
It was good. It was the Puff Daddy episode.
That's right. That's right. The celebrations.
I can't remember.
Awful
There's another one. Yeah.
celebrations.
He ate a bounty.
He took a wee bounty.
Wow.
What we thinking about that? That verdict. What we thinking?
I thought it was always inevitable he was going to get away on some level. He's like a trickster god. You try and hold him, he turns into a rabbit, he turns into a fucking merman, he turns into a breath of wind, he's away.
Yeah, he
And as I
slides
said,
away.
he's now on a wave of lube, like Iceman from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. He's riding that wave of lube down the streets of New York.
Did you see the video Jay-Z at a party? Diddy's right-hand man at a party in 2020, which I believe was quite a difficult time for Jay-Z, as he'd been accused of various things.
And the world too was having a fucking party in 2020. That's what I want to know. Who the fuck was having a party then? Like
Must
they
have
had
been
a bit.
early.
It must have been like January or February. The fuck right.
And people are saying that Jay-Z is kind of looking dead nervous next to Puff, and he's got this crazy ring on that he's kind of doing like this. And some people are saying that Jay-Z has a spy camera in his jeweled ring that he's using to film everybody at the Diddy party, and they probably used it in some kind of lubed up freak off that very night, is what some people say. Allegations is.
Imagine you just see fucking Jay-Z's ring like going straight up someone's arse.
Jesus.
It's
I bet
hard
he's
to get
got
an
quite
appointment.
chunky hands as well. Cause he's,
Imagine that.
Hard to get an appointment with a GP these days.
I
If
know,
you need to get a
colonoscopy from
colonoscopy.
the Jigger Man.
Just get fisted by Hova.
do we? Yeah.
People
Do
said,
we
what was
think-
that diamond about? He was actually spreading someone's arsehole with his palms and fingers.
Jesus.
And apparently no Epstein list now.
No.
Apparently that didn't. Epstein was just,
Just a good guy.
yeah, just on an island on his own.
A confusing figure.
He had an empty plane flying to him on the regular.
So tell me this, what's happened there?
I think most of the key figures have been silenced.
Okay.
I'm still up for getting a trawler around that island and seeing how much we scoop up in terms of Pokemon cards, friendship bracelets.
And has the
Females.
list went missing, or is it just?
No, now they say there was never a list.
Oh,
Like, what are you talking about? So Elon Musk said, there's a list, Trump's on the list, Steve Bannon's on the list, and now I think it's FBI have come out and gone, list?
Huh?
fuck's sake!
Who's the most surprising person on the list for you? Hawking for me.
Hawking.
Yeah, that was
Hawking,
wild.
Yeah,
What was he up to?
yeah.
Rolling about.
Maybe just watching.
Maybe just watching.
Can't even really say he's getting a foot massage. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't even have the... But I think it would have been a two-tier thing. There would have been the, yeah, you're the Hawking guest, you're the,
Aye.
take the photos guest, and you're the, you'll be the...
It's like when someone's doing a wedding, you get the nighttime guests and the daytime guests. Yeah. There's nighttime guests at Epstein's Island and there's daytime guests who are like, I'd love to raise money for...
And then there was
Nice
hostages. Then there was just sex slaves.
Yes.
Yes, who weren't
I-
guests.
Hard to put that into the wedding metaphor though.
Is
with the
it
wedding,
though?
you get
Is
the
it?
daytime people, the nighttime people,
You've got
the sex
hostages.
slaves.
Get Jay-Z's ring over there. Imagine we just managed to hack into Jay-Z's ring and we had all that footage, man. Just from hip eye view of some of the world's greatest crimes.
H to the over.
It's wild.
Got 99 problems, but
My ring ain't
surreptitiously
one.
recording sex parties with my bejeweled spy ring is not one of them. It's the B-side.
Maybe he didn't even want to get rich. He was just like, I need an excuse to have a huge diamond encrusted ring. And the whole rap career was just, he's an undercover cop when he starts out and he's just got to get good at it.
I think that could be the premise of a cosy crime novel.
I think, what, a rapper? I don't know. I don't know they're up for that.
I
I
don't
think
know.
they
I
say,
think-
listen, a bit of cosy crime in the Cotswolds with a rapper with a ring that is surreptitiously filming everyone.
It would scare him off.
I'm
The
currently
Surrey
writing
people.
some cosy crime and loving it. I'm loving it. I'm
Are
loving
you-
writing a description of a tea shop. I'm loving...
Are you Jessica Fletcher? Are you like
uh,
proper?
Oh yeah, I'm hammering away. I've written a lot of it, but now I need to sort of start sorting it out. But I'm only about 15,000 words away from the end. So
Wow.
it's fucking exciting times.
That's
That's
cool.
exciting.
Wow.
That's very exciting.
See, when you're right, so I always think the thing about like murder things is that you need to write like the way it actually happened, but then you need to do the red herrings and stuff as well. Do you ever do like a red herring that's so much more interesting than the actual one that you need to make that the actual killer?
Well, I think it's more because you do that kind of stuff at the end, as
Oh,
you
I see.
suggest, that it doesn't really happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always kind of changing.
Mm.
So my plot, I had one murder, and then I decided I would add something else that kind of made sense to me. It's just that thing as you go along, it is a bit of an improvisation. So you have your idea of what it's going to be. It's much more to do with tone. Once you can get the tone, if you write 10,000 words and it all sounds like it's from the same voice, that's the big thing. And then you're like, oh yeah, now we need to... So you hit a description or you hit a bit of dialogue and you go, oh no, he wouldn't say that. That's the kind of bit you need to get to.
I was in Dubai airport and I seen that it was one of the cozy crimes, but one of Osmond's numbers was like the #1 book in Dubai airport. I was a bit like, what could some oil guy in a slave state get out of this?
Because they're probably British.
Oh,
That's what reminds them of home.
yeah.
I don't think the locals are reading Richard's book. I think it's probably the expats longing for a taste of home.
That'll explain the Costa.
Imagine you found his, like, in his demographics, it's largely Filipino sex workers spread across the Middle East, and he's just got to kind of cover that up. It's a cozy crime novel in itself. A very tall novelist has to dot around the Middle East, silencing
Fish out
statisticians.
of water type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good.
Did you do any research before you took upon writing cozy crime?
Did you just ask him if he's murdered anybody before?
I don't think we can say, have you murdered anyone before?
But it's set in a rehab.
Of course it is.
It's not... I've never been to rehab.
Someone doesn't care if BBC Scotland makes this.
Absolutely. And it's also... He's narrating it. He's a slightly annoying narrator. And he's narrating it from Barcelona.
Oh.
I did go to Barcelona for a month.
You
So,
did?
you know, I can throw in some detail there.
Yeah.
And he's kind of reminiscing about it all. But it's all kind of like playwrights and actors and pop stars and stuff like that. And I've always felt quite a lot of affection for those people. And I find when you watch, like, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here or something, the subtext is a bit, look at these pricks. Do you know what I mean? Look at what these pricks are like if they don't get their latte every morning or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always kind of, like, I love meeting an intense theatre director or a, you know, like larger than life showbiz types I really enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it'd be good to write something affectionate about those people. And there's one that's like a kind of actor who's been done over by the papers like throughout his career and is a wee bit bitter or whatever. But I'm like, that is a thing. Those people have a right to be better.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I think there's a weird thing, isn't there, where people in the press, they hate being joked about. So I've got real flack sometimes for doing jokes about the press. And they have a kind of disconnect between what they actually do and what they feel they do.
Mm-hmm.
So they feel that, oh, we're kind of, you know, honest brokers of information here. We're telling the truth.
First
to power.
draft of history, they call it.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. And you're like, yeah, everyone has a good feeling about their job at some point. But at the point where people go, aren't you actually kind of searching through the bins of some reality TV star?
Or hacking the phone of a dead girl.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
They get really angry and there's a disconnect. And to me, it's a bit like, you know, when there's like a disconnect in the mind of a serial killer, where he's just like, I'm just making these ladies pretty for God. You know, and you're like, no, you're not.
You're murdering them.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, I
taking the
think there is
flesh and you're
that.
making a mask.
I think there is that, and it's quite interesting because the more and more podcasts that come out and stuff, and you're listening to people like that, you're like, oh yeah, you're a complete, like, you think what you're doing is this, but actually what you're doing is that, and somehow you've managed to justify it to yourself in your own head. It's fucking weird.
When I was studying journalism, they said that in your first couple of weeks at a newspaper, the kind of equivalent of like sending somebody for tartan paint is that you need to go up to someone's house and tell them that their children have died or something. Like, that's the kind of...
Whoa.
To kind of get you used to, like, dehumanising the like, topics and stuff. So, like, yeah, the first couple of weeks at newspaper, you need to go do stuff like that.
Whoa.
But that's kind of like hazing, isn't it? It's kind of hazing ritual. But it's also evil.
Oh, that's horrendous. Although you're talking about, like, when you're working with journalists, do you remember me and you done news quiz? And it was me, you, Ashley and Alex Massey.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, what an uncomfortable 2 hours that was for Alex
Who's
Massey.
Alex Massey?
I find it like he's like a Scottish kind of like conservative journalist for
cool.
maybe the Times or something like that, or Telegraph.
Yeah.
But like I always find those people are really uncomfortable with me anyway, because they're like, oh God, are you going to absolutely monster me? And part of the thing is sort of talking to them beforehand and going, like, it's just a panel show.
Yeah.
Relax.
But was quite funny. So he'd been round about the time of the kind of trans demonstrations outside the Scottish Parliament, and I remember he'd put up a headline going, my wife can't attend this protest, so I'm going in her place. And you thought, right, you're not getting any form of sense of irony from that. And I remember, so me and you were in one team, and Ashley was doing her first news quiz, and she was with him. And every time he said something, me and Frankie would just look at the audience and not move our face, and the whole audience were just like looking at him like,
That's my default expression. To be fair.
he felt so it was so good, and it was just like every time he said something, because he always tried to go in and like anything that was remotely left or remotely tolerant, he tried to kind of go in it and be that opposing voice.
Oh, to be fair, Susie, I think journalists with 3 comedians is often, I think that comes from a day when they didn't really have that many comedians. Do you know what I mean? When there was like 30 people on the London circuit or something, and you had Mark Steele and Jeremy Hardy and 2 journalists who might know what the stories were or fill in a bit of background or whatever. And you're like, I don't know, why don't you just have all comics now? If it's a comedy show.
Yeah.
I used to gig with this guy, he was like an open spot, like turn of the century, and he would always finish with this bit, you know, because you close your big bit, and he would go, do you remember on Fred Flintstone, they would have dinosaurs doing as everyday household objects? So they'd have a lawnmower, but it'd be a turtle eating the grass, and it'd turn to the camera and go, I don't enjoy being a lawnmower so much, or whatever, right? Yeah. And so we do a bit of this. And
it's a living.
The audience would be like, well, okay, it was 30 years ago, but yeah, I guess I remember. And he would be like, well, you know, like Wilma would have had a load of sex toys, and Fred as well, you know, so it should have been an episode where Fred got a fucking giant squid, which, by the way, isn't even a dinosaur.
No.
And he would fuck this giant squid, and then the fucking squid would turn to the camera and go, I don't enjoy people ejaculating inside my head so much. I took complete silence every time, right? Every time. And then I met him in the street after we'd started doing like TV on BBC Scotland. He was like, I really regret it, you know, because I stopped doing comedy just at the point where everybody got on TV. Yeah. And you're like, mate, it wasn't just being around. Yeah. It was, you know,
it's
that
like,
was never going to work.
Do you know that meme where it's like the guy mining, and he's like sweating, but he's mining, and he's so close to the gem in the earth, and then there's a one underneath, and it's it's like you just had to you gave up, but if you just kept going. What you don't know is sometimes behind that wall there's like explosive gas. And if you keep digging, brother, you're going to make a spark, and you're going to kill you and your entire family if you keep digging.
He's mining to the centre of the earth, this guy.
To be consumed by molten lava. I was thinking about that. I don't know if I spoke about this before, but I was thinking, you know, if I was going to kill myself, maybe I would jump into like in a foundry. You get those
like Terminator 2 yourself?
Like Terminator 2 myself, basically. But somebody said this might sound obvious, but it's actually an extremely painful way to go because all the water in your body kind of like rapidly cools your flesh. So it's not. I thought it'd be like you drop a coin in a foundry and it would just go, but it's actually incredibly painful. I've been told.
I would have had money on that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think I'd have got 5 points for the Is This a Painful Death round of Richard Osman's House of Games.
Yeah.
Still can't believe you've not been on it.
It's strange, isn't it?
You need to pull him up.
But I don't know that the thing of like you just answer.
Vittorio Angeloni did it.
Did he?
Yeah, and he's a bit of a dark character.
I think that it's time to face the fact that I'm off into the sunset like fucking Paul Bunyan. Do you know what I mean? In terms of my panel show life. Now will be this cosy crime. Niche cosy crime.
Maybe that's why you're not
cosy
getting
crime
booked.
that doesn't sell.
Maybe you're
a new type.
Unpopular cosy crime.
Maybe you're too close to Richard's cosy crime. And he sees you as competition.
No, I've not written it yet.
Right, okay. Small fact.
I don't think he in any way sees me as competition.
I think we know the people that we need to call to get you on that programme, and I think you need to do it. I would love to see you on it, like Taskmaster all over again.
Yeah, give me an Ivo, get the dream team back together.
Wow.
The big man's threatening to come up and have a hot tub.
Yeah. You and Ivo Graham in a hot tub.
I'm threatening to come over and have one.
You can come over when Ivo comes over.
Anytime.
Why not? Well, you're welcome anytime. Both of you. The standing hot tub invitation in the style of that Nippon kitchen thing, but virtual.
Hand me a red envelope.
No.
Yeah.
Unless someone hands me a red envelope, I don't consider myself invited to something.
Have a sauna, have a hot tub. Sit
Thank you
under a
very much.
parasol.
Oh, do you have a parasol?
I've got a parasol.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Okay, yeah, okay, I'm up for that.
I
As long
hope
as I don't
there's-
need to ride in the back of your electric bike as we fly through
How is it?
the south side.
I've not been on the electric bike this week because the school holidays has seen the local park choked with human vermin.
Yeah.
I don't really want to. I got quite a clip on the old bike. I don't really want to be weaving in and out of the public.
No.
But I'm thinking like next week, by the time everybody's off on their kind of summer holidays kind of stuff,
Right.
it'll be fine.
I went to the fort the other day.
Oh, hello.
Day 2
My old
of
stomping grounds.
the Scottish summer holidays, and I couldn't get parked. It literally was like car park full, and I was
It's like
like,
Woodstock.
is this where we now bring our children for the summer? Like just an open air shopping centre in the East End of Glasgow? Is that what we do?
It's an incredible piece of infrastructure.
I went to Silverburn recently and I felt like magnificently alienated. You know, I really enjoyed the ballarding. You ever seen Crash, by the way?
No.
Watched that the other night.
What one?
Like the one where James Spader
The
is
sex
just
one?
turned on by car crashes. But it's like, you know, people go, this would never get made now, but it's like stuff that would get made now, like
Yeah.
Fawlty Towers or something. And you're like, this is like a guy fucking people's car crash injuries.
Yeah.
Like, it was a Saturday night movie. Like James Spader, Holly Hunter, like, and they're just driving about, getting really turned on by car crashes and fucking,
Yeah. Pretty cool.
pretty much.
Whatever your kink is your kink. Enjoy it. That's what I say. I'm not going to judge. That's what I say. I've heard worse.
There's a bit of gayness.
Obviously. With Holly Hunter.
No.
Oh, is it boy gay?
Oh, is it? Yeah, there's some boy gay stuff where he's sort of shagging his wife at one point, and she's like talking about this guy who's in a car crash, and she's like, "What do you think his penis would be like?" And he goes, "Badly scarred from a motorcycle accident."
That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Jesus.
Because it's crazy that there's two films called Crash, and one of them's about people who are sexually turned on by like car crashes, but then there's another one that won the Oscar for best film that nobody ever talks about because it was actually extremely shite, and it's about like how racism could be solved if we just got along with each other or something like that, which is what the Oscars loves.
So, aye.
If we could just be sound.
It's two very different messages.
Yeah.
Lunch? You hungry?
Nippon.
Yeah, I'm gagging for some edamame beans.
Let's do this.